Shirley and I have sacrificed, didn't even realize, like she said, that we were sacrificing. Had no clue, because everybody around us was just as poor as we were. You know, splitting hot dogs for dinner. Big meals, a tuna casserole. Oh my goodness, how many of them we eat, huh? And we lived in a little government apartment, but we were responsible for the oil heat. And I can tell you the sacrifices we made to heat that place in the winter was just unreal. I mean, I had a portable television set that we literally wore out carrying back and forth to the pawn shop to put some oil in that oil drum. You know?
We had a sewing machine in the camera too that used to go back and
sewing
forth.
machine in the camera when it got real bad. They made their trips back and forth to the pawn shop. It's how we survived. The other interesting thing is we always had a little bit to put in the collection plate. And as life went on, we increased that. And I've told Shirley so many times that it's amazing. It seemed like the more you gave, the more you got.
And talking about sacrificing, there was a time in my life when I did not have much at all, but I had my 3 children, and it took a lot of sacrifice caring for them because I was not married. But even today, it reminds me, and I'll never stop doing this, that I would use soap, hand soap, until it got into little tiny pieces. And as long as I could get a lather out of that, I would not buy any soap because I felt that would give me extra money to do something else. And to this day, guess what? I still use that soap, and that is there. I told my daughters, I said, that's there to remind me that at one time in my life, I had not a whole lot of things, material things, but I had the 3 of you. And I will constantly use that soap until it becomes little tiny pieces. Because I never want to lose sight of that, what I went through. And that's the first thing that came to my mind when you said that. I thought about the little pieces of soap.
I went to nursing school. I divorced in 67. I went to nursing school in 70. I bought a new home in 72. I raised 5 children on my low income. We still sacrificed a lot, but we all think about those things as things we have to have. And my kids thought they were rich when we had that new house. It was just a little ranch house, but they thought we were rich. And we felt like we were. But there's such a difference from that first house I was raised in to where I bought a house, a new home down here, had it built, and then I think God has blessed me so much. He blessed me in so many ways. I could never imagine that it would have been, and I am so grateful. I really am. There are so many things that I have learned in life. I have had to trust God for so many things. But He's always been there. So many things that have happened, and I think, how did I live through that? But God has always been there. I have always known His presence.
How about our church? I was sitting here thinking about how we sacrificed when we first started. We had to do everything. I mean, we didn't hire anything. We didn't hire a secretary. We didn't hire a janitor. We didn't hire a lawnmower service. And I remember the Larsons loaned the church, or they did the mowing themselves. They mowed, and we finally scraped up enough money to buy a mower, and they put this ramshackly barn out back. And one night, Pastor Tom was going out for his ice cream run, and he saw a truck going around the corner with our mower on it. Somebody had stolen our mower. And so that's how we sacrificed for this church. We did it all. We painted, we sewed drapes, we did a lot, didn't we, Bonnie?
But in the very beginning, we met, you probably all know that we met in the school down on Loveland Madeira Road. And we met there for probably maybe about 6 weeks, and then they didn't want us anymore. They had to have the room, so then we had to go to the Presbyterian Church. And so then we went there and we thought, oh, this is heaven. We're in a church, you know, we're not sitting in old chairs and everything. So then we went there. Well, then they sold the church. So then we moved to the storefront. And that was the beginning, I think. Kids went upstairs to have their Sunday school. And then it was just a small, well, you know how it looks. It's not very big, and that was it. But Pat Mansfield was the pianist, and she said, you know, you really don't feel too good with your back out the window and people are driving by and you're playing hymns. She says it just doesn't seem like that's too good. So we were anxious to break ground for this, but it just passed by just a little bit because not everybody thought it was a good idea. It was too much. Then we went from there to several other building programs, and we seemed to make it each time. We'd add a little more and a little more, and pretty soon, I don't know how many have we done, 4 or 5? I forget.
The educational wing, we pretty much did on our own. We had some members who had experience with electrical work, and somebody had architectural work, and so it was
Everybody
basic.
worked.
Yeah, everybody volunteered their time, and I didn't have any experience, but I came in and helped paint.
And so when we came here, there was no church. So then we felt we really had to put forth the effort and get us a church or something that we had to be part of. And then from that point on, we were a part of it forever. What do I say, 50 years now? So that's a long time. And we're still here.
To show.
Well, I was very happy to find a church building already built. But I've been through, I guess, 3 or 4 of the remodels, and I always felt like instead of a sacrifice, it was a privilege because we have good friends here and it's stable, and it seems like everyone gets along one way or the other, and everybody works together. So this is the first time in all the years that I've been going to church that I've had the opportunity to be a part of this building campaign that we're about to partake in. And I feel pretty excited about it. I feel like I'm going to be a part of this, and I'm happy about that. That I'm, for whatever I can contribute, that it's still going to be something I'm going to do with a cheerful heart. And I'm quite happy about that.